Alright, so today we're going to be working on the American Standard Champion 4 toilet. The issue is the handle here, the lever, something obviously snapped because it moves in and out like this, which is not what it's supposed to do. And then when you push it down, it takes an extreme amount of force and the handle goes way past where it should. When it normally flushed, it would go about this far and it flushed. So you can tell there's a lot of slack in the chain, and I'm thinking something in here must have snapped or something needs to be adjusted. So obviously going to have to take that apart and look at that to figure out what the issue is with that, because I'm not exactly sure. But you can see the flush valve on this toilet though is just, I'm going to just do it this way, it's easier. You can tell it's just amazing. That empties a ton of water very quickly. So yeah, pretty amazing flush valve there. I think that's like a 4-inch flush valve compared to other toilets which are like about a 2 1/8 or 2 1/2. So yeah, I'll get this apart and we'll see what's going on. Okay, so I tried flushing it and I actually snapped the handle off. So now the lever assembly is laying inside the tank. I did find on the website that this number here, that 4266, that is the model number. So if you're looking it up, the first number indicates whether it's a 2-piece or 1-piece toilet. A 4 indicates a 2-piece toilet, and a 2 as the first number would indicate a 1-piece toilet. Why couldn't it just been a 1 or a 2? So anyway, this model is a 4266, so we're going to see if we can find some parts. Okay, so you can see here's what cracked off on the end here. There's a chip missing, but then you can see there's a big crack there. So this is the lever, it's a left-hand assembly. What I've found on the actual American Standard website, you can get it, but it's going to be $30 plus shipping and probably tax. That seems ridiculous, and that's what you get. Home Depot, if I back up here, oops. Home Depot's got the handle not in stock. 1766. By the time you're all checked out, it's 1854, and that's if you pick it up in the store. Nobody handles this stuff in stock, and what I've found, this is with more and more stuff, you go online and you find what you're looking for, but the stores don't stock what you want. They don't have it. They can all order it, but nobody has it in stock. Amazon also has it, but there again, it's not something that you can just get, and I'd have to add another $49 to my order to get free shipping, and this is actually more expensive than if I'd go through Home Depot. Not super impressed that stores don't have stuff in stock. I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but it's really annoying that no one has the stuff you want or need in stock, that you always have to order it. My wife last night was looking for shoes, and she's like, oh, I found these shoes. I'm like, they're not going to have them in the store. I said, that's going to be an order only. And sure enough, we got there and they didn't have it. So my next option would be to go to Menards here and just do a generic, like a universal fit type thing. So I don't know how well that's going to work, but I'm going to try it based on the price. I think like their most expensive one on here is like $7 or $8. So I'm going to try that and see if I can just, I really don't care what the lever looks like. I just want it to work. So I'm going to go there and check it out. I guess they got some pretty expensive ones here at the bottom. But, so I'll let you know what I do here. So this is the assembly that comes through the tank. One thing to note, it is reverse thread. So when this is in the bowl, in order to get it to come off, you need to turn it clockwise and not counterclockwise, which I found out. So, and I think that's how they all are. And then this, you can kind of see there's like a squared part on this, and there's a square part in the bowl. I'll show you that in a second. I said bowl, I should say tank. I keep saying bowl. That's the square part that comes through the tank, and that's where your lever comes through. So, and then the lever I bought is this. This is a Menard special here. Danco brand. It says universal, fits most, so we'll see. The reason I went with this one is because the assembly's metal. It feels like it'll be a little bit beefier. Everything else uses those plastic nuts and that plastic thread, and I don't know. I definitely have to be careful when you crank this down so you don't crack the porcelain. So I'm going to take it out here and see if I can get this to work. Okay, so this is the first couple pieces here of the assembly. Those are some other pieces you're going to use, and then here's the actual handle or lever. So from my understanding of the instructions is it's going to go like that, so that this part that sticks out here, that needs to be to the left. So let's see what we get here. Okay, so what I did was I took the rubber gasket here, I put that on over this outside piece that then sticks through the hole, and then you got your nut. When putting it on, remember you're going to be going the opposite direction of a normal nut, and then it's just going to snug up, I guess. What's nice about this new nut, it's not so big, so you can actually get a normal size wrench on there. Otherwise that nut from the factory one was like over an inch, and that's really hard to get in there because of the insulation on the bowl. The insulation on the tank, it's hard to get in there. So I'm gonna quick grab a wrench here to tighten that up. Okay, so I just stuck the handle in here just to see where I'm at. It's a 17 is the closest that I can find. 11/16 seem a little too loose. You can't get a 5/8 on there. So what you may need to do, because there's a little notch in the lever, is put the lever in there, and then what you probably want to do is make sure that it is in a direction that looks correct. So once it's sitting, because it's going to sit down on that, I'm going to probably turn that to a point where it looks good or it looks right. So that there looks pretty good. It looks pretty horizontal across. So I'm just going to snug that up a little bit. So I'm not going to over tighten anything at this point because I don't know what type of adjustments we need to make. So that looks right there. Okay, so handle, and then the assembly in the back part here is that nut, and that's what I use that 17mm wrench on. And then this assembly here, you got a brass screw, a wing nut, and then there's like a lock nut that goes underneath that wing nut. And this is your brass lever here. Make sure you don't drop the camera here. So the part that was coming from the actual flush valve up with the little beads, that's still factory. It's just this gold rod here, brass colored rod. It says in the directions that the brass rod you should cut down if it's too long. I'm not going to do that. I don't know why. Seems like it works fine. There's a little bit of play there, so the flush valve is definitely pulling tight. I did have to adjust the length of those little beads because it was too long before. What else about that? Oh, and I also bent this brass rod. I tried to get it right over top that flush valve, at least pretty close. There, that looks better. Now you can tell it's right over top. And then bend it straight. So here's a demonstration. Seems like it works, and then checking the slack, it's loose. You don't want it too tight, because if it's tight, then you're going to have issues with that flush valve, the blue and green thing sealing back down again, and then you'll have water leaking. So, I don't know, I'll end up with a little bit of this though. I don't know, I guess that's to be expected. So, I don't know, I'll try this for a while and see what I think. So according to the instructions, you go kind of piece by piece. I'll be honest, I stopped the camera because it wasn't making any sense, and I just assembled the thing all loose. So I put the handle through, I put the nut on a little bit, and then I put this brass arm on, and then I kind of looked to see what I had for slack and what I needed to operate that flush valve, and then I went back and tightened everything. According to the instructions, I think this brass or this rubber washer needs to be on this side according to instructions, but it won't work because my toilet tank is too thick. So I don't know, I put it on this side, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think to worry about it. If the water gets that high, then I don't know, I'll have to worry about it, I guess, but right now I don't have to. So let's try it again here. I don't know, it seems like it works. So I know when it flushes, it never flushes all the way down. It won't use all the water. If you hold it down, it will, but that's not the way the toilet is designed. So we'll try it for a week or so or longer, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, there it is. Alright, so this is what it looks like with the top back on. Finished install. Seems like it works just fine. Project complete.